a quarter-final result for him over in WA. He's got to make it. He looks set to charge to the top end of the rankings again this season as we jump straight into heat number 4 of round 2. E.Ewing up against Rio Waida. And Ethan, he's picked off one that's sort of broken in half there, but his form has been undeniable on these right-hand point breaks while this sun's shining. And Rio is going to look to get his campaign started here. Blast through the lip, in the face of his opponent. That was a quality turn. A lot of power in that move. Rio, there's not a whole lot of him. And we talk about his progression, but he's got such a nuggety, powerful approach. But Rio had a real opportunity here. His wave looked pretty nice. It started with a beautiful carve.
Yeah, really strong bottom turn into top turn combo, and that maneuver there, just it was a little disjointed, the lip line here, and Rio had to really stitch it together and place his maneuvers in the right area. He looks like he's going to get,
but loses it towards the end of that ride. And this is really just riding the Travelator down to the skis, but Ethan's going to get some great opportunities to unload some big, beautiful forehand turns on his trip, and he'll get a finish there. So a nice little rebate halfway down the line.
And then this is that inside runner that that Ethan got. Beautiful, smooth cut back to start off. Now he starts to get those clean snaps down the line. A little bit of a layback hook. Projection snap into a big carve to slide with a little roof climb to finish off. And you can see just how smooth and powerful all those turns were.
It sure was, Ronnie. And I think that's today.
Kuiper looking forward to this one. On paper, a great matchup. His capabilities. And let's see if he can match it with E.Ewing now. Nice looking wall here standing up. Grinds through that first carve. Gathering some speed down the line. Hammers the tail of the board through that second turn. This wave a little disjointed, but it'll go again now. And Rio's finding a nice flow. Patient with his maneuvers at the moment. Sizing up this inside section. Nice rip off the top there. Mixing things up beautifully as he makes his way through to the inside and plants that final turn. But this guy has established himself as a real stayer on the CT.
Yeah, he sure has. I mean, results engine, he nearly got there, but Rio is just such an inspiration to the entirety of Indonesia. Here he is, Rich.
That was a beautiful jam, that second turn. A creative little lip line floater. Gets a little caught here, but then the wave starts to run off. And Rio, beautiful snap high in the wave, and then the closing re-entry. So great variety, as I mentioned.
Surfing now in his 3rd year, and we mentioned some of those incredible results, but also has represented his country at the Olympics, and he is up again. So really starting to build a bit of a rhythm out here with this lineup. He's got a whole lot of speed, big section standing in front. Really cuts a nice line under the lip there. Up over the foam, trying to better a 4.5, committing to this wave, taking a chance on the outside, and it has provided him some solid sections. Starts to push out in the deeper water now. But does provide him with a nice finish there on the inside.
So definitely going to give the edge here to Rio. Watch this one here, doubles up. Rio drops down into the trough of the wave, a beautiful snap, nice and tight. Geez, he leans on that bottom turn, holds it for an extended period of time, and that allows him to really project and to hold that speed. And then he stitches it together really well here, little tail flare to slide. And some more nice rail work down the line.
The wave is dictating what a wonky wall, and Ethan chasing him down the line. And let's see if Ethan finds some clean face to work with. There's a huge turn there, plenty of spray off that rail and flowing beautifully, but sort of forced to go to more of a horizontal foam climb down the line for the finish.
You know, I think he got enough work done on it. Have a look at the Bonsoy replay. This is Ethan. So this was the second wave of the set. Big carve down, just putting himself right in the pocket. Now he starts to wind up. Better carve on the second one. More open face rail work here. The wave yet to stand up. So just biding his time as it comes through the inside. This is where we picked it up. So nothing major so far. Now he starts to really wind things up. That was the best turn of this wave. But again, not really much.
And Rio maybe flared a little bit more, showed a bit more in the repertoire throughout his ride. So I think they're going to be pretty comparable scores as we see Rio up again. Priorities with Ethan on the outside. Rio just moving down the line, just a positional change.
Realmente a todos os meus patrocinadores também por todo o suporte, todo o apoio, né, durante todos esses anos, né, tudo isso acontece também muitas das vezes porque vocês estão acreditando no meu sonho e isso é incrível. Então agradeço de coração, obrigado a todos e vamos nessa.
Thanks, Italo. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jesse. Oh, Italo, a proud dad, was showing me some photos of his little boy Martin, who's back home, no doubt.
Ethan should be able to do that with his eyes closed, but this morning's been difficult. It's been hard to get these sixes. So here we go. Here goes Rio.
Yeah, again, this feels like he's just making his way down the line, but if he sees a couple of good sections, he'll get into that flow and find that attack mode, but he's just opting for the ski here. Looking over his shoulder, sizing up his opponent. But Rio in a good position here, has the lead. Advisory committee talking to the Tweed River Sand Bypass team. And yeah, that sand's been pumping as we see now, lining this one up. Rio just has a quick look at this one. We're going to throw it out to the water with Kaipo.
Willing to take chances and ride waves and just get his reps up, and you've always got to do that in the conditions like this. Even now, he's hunting, he's looking around, and Ethan seems to be sort of stuck waiting for something that might not actually come through. He needs to dirty it up a little bit in my mind at this point.
Well, here goes Rio again. Beautiful carve, takes it right back to the trough of the wave, and just seems to have a bit more confidence now as he's dropped a couple of decent scores and has the edge. And this wave standing up beautifully. And that felt like the most committed turn of the heat so far, and this wave's going to go again. And Rio might be dropping the 5.7 here as he falls out of the sky and unfortunately doesn't complete on that final section. That would have really helped elevate that number.
Oh, perhaps a bit of fatigue at that moment. I mean, the legs are burning.
Oh, I looked at it and said, that's a little grower for sure. Ethan showed no interest in it whatsoever.
Yeah, well, Ethan's had a couple of heats this season where he's sort of just been patient, almost maybe a bit too patient. As we look at the replay here of Rio Waida, this is where the wave stands up and the rails start to cut deeper into the wave face. Nice steady pace, that one there. There was more risk involved. He pushed it harder, and as a result, the judges are going to like it. Comes through to this inside section, tags it again, and it was at this moment right there. Geez, if he had just connected through that turn, that score could have gone a lot higher, but this manoeuvre there, you can see, just lays into it, gets a bit of that layback angle. Had more risk, and as a result, there's going to be more reward.
Sort of bowing out with just a quarterfinal finish as his best result this season. His confidence is a little shook. Let's see how he responds, though. Two beautiful turns to get started. The requirement is a 7.27. Ethan on his way with a nice mix-up. Fantastic variety. And a clean combination of moves to get this wave started, and looking for the finish here. Blast the tail, claps the hands. You don't really see that too often from the Queenslander, who's working the hometown crowd now. And that was a really well-constructed ride, power, variation.
Pointed on this wave, geez, he picked this one well. As you said, Bugs, this was a grower down the line. Great snap to start off. This second turn connects, gets a better angle. The spray, as Kaipo mentioned, it went to the heavens. And then this one, that slice, beautiful power hack into another clean snap down the line. Quick wrap, and then he gets to this little shimmy finish at the end where he blows the tail out. And you don't often see an emotive expression after Ethan's waves, but this one, because it's so clutch, he shows us a little bit of a, wasn't a claim, but it was more of a, yep, I nailed that.
18 years of age when he qualified for the championship tour, rocked up to this event right here on the Gold Coast, dropped a 9 on his very first ride. He needed a big number here, and he has delivered. This was excellent surfing. Great combinations on the outside. And every single approach to the pocket had a different look to it.
Just amazing. This guy, we've revered his style and his approach so much.
Even though he steadied the ship a little at Margs with the quarterfinal finish, you know he wanted more over there. But he is really coming on now. And now he's taken off again. Sharp angle off the bottom to get up into the pocket.
Well, the huge factor now, and I know we've seen priority situations in the last few heats, as we see a late takeoff here, 47 seconds to go.
Fades the takeoff to set up that vertical approach, swings the tail. Bit of release there. Magic control as he again just keeps things different on every approach, and a really explosive finishing turn. E.Ewing was carrying a couple of mid-range scores, dropped an 8.17 on his previous ride. This is going to go into his account as well. Rio's going to be right up against it with just 20 seconds to go. And here he goes. Rio needs a big response here. A couple of nice carves, but this wall just not standing up like Ethan's ride. And Rio had the mid-heat momentum, but Ethan has held his nerve and played to his strengths and really unleashed some great surfing here in the final stages.
Just on the edge of our seat, just waiting, but a very healthy heat total there. 15.5 points for E.Ewing, and some good takeaways for Rio Waida as well. A really solid performance from him. Great approach, really put Ethan under pressure. But, mate, he's looking good.
Hence, mate, Rio was just cooking with gas, getting so many waves. And really, it took a long time for your heat to get going.
It did. I got my first one pretty quick, and then, yeah, kind of just got stuck in this, like, rip and had this wave in mind that I was looking for, and it just never was really coming through. And he was kind of building his scores kind of down the line. I was like, I didn't see much in those waves, but he got decent scores, and yeah, I was just paddling in that current for a while, and luckily the wave I was looking for came through, and yeah, I felt like just the momentum shifted then.
Well, from a selfish point of view, man, we were all just freaking because we just want to see you surf this joint, and you went 20 minutes without catching a wave.
Seriously, I was like just going and sitting there thinking like, this can't be going like this. I don't want to be, out of the contest this soon, and yeah, I just want to surf waves, but I don't know, it's felt like my heat so far, I don't know, it hasn't been that straightforward, I felt like, so hopefully from now on I can just, go in free-minded and just surf. That's all I want to do. Just got all my friends down here. I just want to have a good time. So, yeah, hopefully on to the next one and a bit better than that.
Well, mate, during that heat, when you got the one, when it finally came your way, you did not disappoint. You went absolutely turbo on it, and we saw a rare outburst at the end there. It's not too often we see you, giving yourself a clap.
Yeah, that's what paddling like in the rip does for a while. I just was feeling it, and I was pretty happy I could perform on that wave just after, momentum not going my way and not standing up for a while. I was, pretty happy to get a decent score, and, momentum shifted.
Well, mate, congratulations through the next round. Hopefully a few more waves come your way and we get to see you tee off again. These grommets, by the way, the Bonsoy board caddies, they were just like, can we stand next to Ethan? We just want to stand next to him.
Yes, good job. Thanks for coming down.
Back to you guys, mate.